you ever wondered what some of your favorite movies like Spider-Man or Captain America look like without special effects? Well, that's what we're gonna be finding out in today's video. Well, actually, I don't know about Spider-Man, but we got Captain America right here, so I'm assuming we're gonna be finding out what Captain America looks like. But let's just hop in.
Footage of the Avengers, Man of Steel, Pirates of the Caribbean, and so much more.
Spider-Man! I was right.
Live-action courtroom drama. He and Orlando Bloom were busy fighting off zombie sharks on a sinking boat. The only problem is, zombie sharks are a little hard to come by, so the Pirates of the Caribbean VFX team made do with a massive blue screen set.
My dog stepped on a bee.
A hydraulic-powered boat and plenty of imagination.
I was about to say I was there, but I wasn't there.
Tom Holland starred in the video.
I was at the one in the one for Jaws, I believe. It was the Jaws set. It was similar. It had a big, massive blue screen. It's in where is it? Not Disney World. Is it Disney World? No, not Disney World. The other one. What's the other one, guys? Universal Studios in Los Angeles. When I was in LA, my first time ever in LA, my only time. I'm going back soon, a couple months. But we went on like the tour where they go around like all the sets and stuff, and that was one of the sets that was there for Jaws. Not this one, sorry.
Make Uncharted, whose opening scene is a high-octane fall from a cargo plane without a parachute. You'd think Spider-Man would be okay doing his own aerial stunts, but they've brought in wires, a giant hydraulic arm, and a blue set to help producers pull off the death-defying scenes. You don't even need to use real cars in movies anymore.
What? That's how they do that?
This iconic scene from X-Men Days of Future Past has Quicksilver rushing in to save his colleagues from an explosion at 2,000 miles per second. To create this faster-than-sound sequence, filmmakers filmed Evan Peters running on a treadmill and blended it with a rotating shot that had been slowed down.
Tasty.
The result was this slow-mo masterpiece. Yeah, boy. This scene in John Wick 3 just couldn't have been filmed on a real street. Instead, fake motorbikes, green carts, a complex winch system, and a whole bunch of dudes in green morph suits all helped Keanu Reeves fight off his attackers in slow motion.
That's crazy.
Blowing wind on Keanu's hair to make it look like the bike was moving. Speaking of
That's crazy how it goes from this to this. And they're like, wait, what?
Green morph suits all helped.
How do they make the wheels?
Attackers in slow motion.
Like, look at how the wheels are like moving on the ground. Like how? And the shadows too. That's crazy.
Speaking of Spider-Man, ever wondered how they make your friendly neighborhood Spidey look so good? It's mostly blue screens.
I don't know why, but I never thought about that, but I guess it makes sense.
A whole lot of fighting that only really looks good from a certain angle. Despite all the help, some of Tom's acrobatics are actually quite impressive. This scene
that was pretty good.
Different without the post effects added in. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Superheroes without their powers just look like mimes in fancy leotards.
Missed today.
When the
Oh, it'd be hard not to laugh.
adventures were way too dangerous to film for real. Plus, where are you gonna find a herd of angry ostriches at short notice? The film and effects crew utilized some inventive blue screen sets and high-end CGI to create a visual masterpiece.
That's crazy. I don't know why I never thought about this. Like when I watched the movie, like none of this could be real.
One of the biggest movies
It's all in a studio. That's crazy.
Endgame was an absolute masterpiece in terms of visual effects and computer-generated backdrops. Not only did teams have to render special abilities and costumes onto hundreds of superheroes, but all this with an apocalyptic wasteland as the backdrop. I have to say though, I thought Thanos would have been taller. Rather than trying to teach Jason Momoa how to breathe underwater, the team behind Aquaman used some pretty inventive visual effects to bring the DC superhero comic to life. Lighting, wires, and motion capture were all employed to take this above-ground set straight to Atlantis. Superman's Man of Steel makes every kid want to fly, but the secret to this superhero's flight ability all comes down to wires, pulleys, and a team of people pulling the strings. He's not really faster than a speeding bullet, it just looks like it when you speed up the tape. The powers might be fake, but the Man of Steel's abs are 100% real.
That'd be cool to just watch them film. Like flying around on wires and stuff. That'd be entertaining.
The dinosaurs in Jurassic World aren't real. That's right.
What?
It's completely CGI. Wait, almost?
They're not real guys?
The mystery behind these fierce velociraptors.
What?
But they're actually just guys in gray leotards and raptor helmets. For the most part,
What?
just has to pretend there's a vicious predator standing in front of him. What about the T-Rex?
Yeah, the T-Rex gotta be real, right?
Completely computer generated. In this scene from World War Z, Brad Pitt's character throws a live grenade inside an airplane to save himself from a frenzied zombie herd. Rather than sacrifice 100 extras at 30,000 feet, the special effects team used a prop plane, wind cannons, wires, and a giant green screen set to create the epic scene.
Imagine how much time it goes just to create.
In the live-action reboot of the
Like
Disney
one
classic
set.
Aladdin, it was always
One scene,
going to
I
be
mean.
a challenge to bring all the magical elements to life. From flying the magic carpet to running through the Cave of Wonders, producers used blue screens, hidden supports, and specially designed motion capture suits for Will Smith's Genie.
Oh, that's hot.
If you wanted me to describe the plot of Alice in Wonderland, I'd probably say it's 2 parts fever dream mixed with 3 parts of whatever the caterpillars got. True to the surreal nature of the novel, the 2010 remake relied on whimsical CGI, green suits, and stilts to create characters of all sizes and perspectives.
She doesn't even have like a fake person to battle. She's just battling air.
Are way beyond most film companies. It's even beyond most presidents. That's the reason why producers working on Maze Runner used incredibly realistic CGI to render these massive maze walls. There's only small
Actually,
for reference. The rest is a complete fabrication.
but they were actually outside. Did you see that? I was shocked actually when I saw that. Look at, like, obviously that's not real, but like it's actually real though. Like the ground and everything. Look at the rocks. The rocks.
The reason why producers
Not bad, not
Maze
bad.
Runner is used for fabrication. In Disney's Beauty and the Beast remake, the fearsome prince-turned-monster is a terribly intimidating creature. In reality, it's just a guy in a motion capture suit. I'm not sure if that's padding he's got there, or if the guy only does leg day, but those are some beastly quads. This river rapids scene in The Hobbit had so much going on all at once. There's a raging river, orcs firing arrows and swinging swords, as well as making sure all the dwarves stay in their barrels. Swap out weapons for green pool noodles, add in some well-timed splashes of water, and you've got yourself an authentic indoor river rapid adventure.
I feel like that'd be fun. like if you go from acting like a regular movie to where like you're actually doing this stuff, like talking to people, yo man, blah, 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 to like in the studio, like floating around in barrels in a fake river and having like green things in your hands. I feel like that'd just be fun. I don't know why. Maybe I should what do you call it? Apply? What's the word? Audition for a film guy.
Who knew there were actually 4 ninjas underneath it all wearing motion capture suits and fake shell backpacks made out of foam? Cowabunga!
Really?
2 years away from the android servants used in the Kingsman Golden Circle, but the special effects team used an actress in a green morph suit to render a fairly convincing CGI droid. The robot stand-in even wore roller skates to give the movement some authenticity for the final shot.
Please take your shirt off.
A movie full of sentient apes is a VFX team's worst nightmare. Even though finding extras that act like monkeys sounds easy enough, adding the computer rendering to a dozen motion capture suits is an exhausting process. But the end result is all worth it. While watching Planet of the Apes, it's hard to tell it's just some guys in gray costumes monkeying around. The Matrix was one of the first movies to really use mind-bending VFX and innovative cinema techniques in a way people hadn't seen before. They coined the bullet time shot to create this bullet-dodging scene on the rooftop using green screens, multiple moving cameras, and wires to keep Neo from hitting the ground. When it comes to superheroes, there's
They got me.
definitely call overpowered, with almost every superpower in the book in her arsenal. Making Captain Marvel come to life on the big screen was any VFX animator's dream. If climbing Mount
Captain
Everest is one of
Marvel?
life's hardest achievements, it makes sense that a film crew wouldn't be up at the peak of the world's highest mountain. Instead, teams built base camps under a giant
What?
green screen backdrop. Treacherous
They
walks
didn't
across
climb the
icy
top?
caverns and climbs up rock peaks are all done in the comfort of an air-conditioned set.
Of the most dangerous
Favorite superhero, Captain America,
climb in the world?
needed a little help pulling off the superhuman feats on display during Civil War, and help came courtesy of some cool practical and visual effects. When he's not manhandling helicopters,
Oh, he's strong.
he's leaping 2 stories into an open window. When you're doing a live-action remake
See, even like on wires, that would be sick. Look at
window, When you're
Be
doing a
sick
live
flying in windows.
story that is only one human character, your VFX team is going to have their work cut out for them. In Disney's 2016 Jungle Book remake, extras in blue morph suits take the place of monkeys, only to be edited in later. Baloo is just Jon Favreau sitting in a pool. What? And Mowgli has to pretend those hand puppets are actually wild animals. Tom Cruise is famous for doing all his own stunts and insisting on cinematography as opposed to CGI where possible.
Baba Booey.
In Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, the trick wasn't adding in computer rendering to make these shots look more impressive. It's about getting the camera in the right places.
Okay, wait, so he's actually on there?
Lines on the outside of the wall's tallest sky.
He's actually doing that. What?
Back in the old days of cinema, teams would have to wait until snowfall to shoot classic scenes like this one in Mulan. Now it's all done in post-production. Even the horse is fake. Likewise, any of the scenes involving any of the aerial acrobatics. It's all done at half speed with wires to help the actors jump and spin through the air. To perfectly map the behaviors, movement, and actions of a friendly dog in The Call of the Wild, the VFX team used an actor in a motion tracking suit instead of training an actual dog. Good boy. In Disney's Maleficent, Angelina Jolie's portrayal was equal parts amazing and terrifying, but creating her winged flight into battle and aerial acrobatics couldn't have been done without the help of a blue screen set, a complex system of rotating harnesses, and a team of blue-suited technicians.
That's it. Wait, I get to see my favorite movie, Mr. Bean.